Namaste. Welcome to this new practice of Yoga with Claire in the jungle. So for today, I would like to invite you to a practice based on the core activation and also your Manipura chakra. So Manipura chakra is the third chakra, just in case you're not really familiar with these notions. Just to make it very short, because I don't want to focus the whole practice on this. And these are, let's say, energy centers, points located along the central line of the body. And the Manipura chakra is associated to the solar plexus, so it's basically roughly in between your diaphragm and maybe 2 fingers above your navel. And it is, of course, connected to the diaphragm and home to it, as well as on another level. It is the home also to your willpower, vitality, energy of life. So yeah, let's try to, play with this a little bit today. So to start with, let's get comfortably on the mat. I invite you, as usual, maybe to sit on something comfortable. I always have my little meditation cushion with me, so maybe you have one as well. So let's take a comfortable seat on the mat. Maybe close your eyes. Taking a few deep breaths. Inhaling very slowly with awareness through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Feeling your spine long, connecting you from the earth to the sky with this long central line that I mentioned before. And when you've taken a few deep breaths, I invite you to bring your fingers closer to your chest and press them just below the rib cage. So on the point that is in the middle, so exactly in the middle center of your diaphragm, where it becomes a little bit softer, so just below the central part of the rib cage. And I invite you to take your fingers together and make some little pressure along the rib cage. So you should be able to actually bring your fingertips in and, slightly slide them in and under the rib cage. So the reason why I invite you to do this is because it will allow you to be more conscious of, your diaphragm and its tension, because we tend to be very tense and, of course, not notice it and have a very, tense and a hard surface instead of allowing it to relax, thus allowing more space in your breath and a more complete relaxation when you breathe. So I like to play all along the ribs there and really slide my fingers slightly in. Normally, if you need a little bit more space and help, you can round the back a little bit. Usually I invite you to stand up straight, but for this one, just round the back a little bit. Really soften your whole abdominal area. And just lay your fingers in and check, if you have this space. If you cannot do that, it means that your diaphragm must be a little bit tense, that you have some tension there. So maybe just, play a little bit with your fingers, do like a mini self-massage. And when you feel that maybe, and of course keep breathing. And when you feel that you're a bit more relaxed here, just bring your fingers back down on the knees. And from here, we will be doing Kapalabhati, so just a couple of rounds of Kapalabhati, which is also called Agni Pran, so which means fire breath. So this activates your core and really activates your Manipura chakra by simply bringing more oxygen, a little bit of fire energy, bringing the energy into the upper part of the body and chakras. It doesn't really matter if you believe or are interested in these. Just take whatever you want to take from these videos. I'm just giving you some information from the yogic perspective. So to practice this fire breath, Kapalabhati, first I will explain and then I will guide you to practice. So we will need to take a slow, deep inhale, maybe to 80% of your lung capacity. So first filling your abdominal part and then the diaphragm, the lungs, up to your collarbones. And when you have a lot of oxygen, we will simply push, exhaling through the nose, keeping the mouth closed, exhaling with a little bit of force and energy, and pushing, really pushing just above the navel, just above the navel. We will be pushing the air through this part. So it will look something like this. Inhaling. I just did it a few times so you understand. As you might have noticed, the inhalation is passive. You just exhale and the inhalation just comes by itself. So let's try to do a few rounds together. Let's take a deep inhale. I will guide you through 20, a round of 20 breaths. And maybe another round of 20 breaths. And if you want to practice more at home, feel free. Usually, I think you can do 60 of these and do maybe 2 to 3 rounds. But just before starting, let's just stretch the spine because this will give you a little bit of more space and flexibility for the practice of this. So, inhaling up, bringing the arms up, stretching the spine, look up, then bring your fingers together, keep looking up, stretching up, reaching the fingers high, and then right hand on the ground, left hand up. Let's stretch on the side, looking up, really keeping the chest open, maybe bringing the elbow down. If it doesn't go all the way down, it's okay. Just keep the hips and sitting bones in touch with the mat or your seat and just stretch all the side of your body. Then inhale back to center, both arms up. Inhale and exhale all the way down. Slowly stretch your right side, looking at your fingertips, keeping the chest open. Keep breathing here for another full inhale and exhale back to center and arms down, hands down. Okay, now we can bring both of our hands to our knees, or if you prefer and you feel that maybe it's the first time that you practice and you want a little bit more awareness, you can first bring your hands onto your belly, abdomen, and maybe just practice, pushing your belly out and then pressing it in, and then simply just bringing it in, so navel in as if it was trying to reach the spine, and really try to first practice this contraction with your belly in. Okay, when you've done this and you feel that you're ready, Let's take a deep inhale together, inhaling slowly, maybe to 80%, don't overdo it. And let's start together. Exhale all the way. Then retention. And inhale. And exhale. Then inhale. Let's do another full inhale and another round. So once again, 20 strokes. And then we will exhale all the way. And retention, so we will have to hold. I think I didn't mention that before, my bad. And you will have to hold with empty lungs, okay? And then come to a normal inhale and exhale again. Okay, inhaling all the way. Retention, navel in, stay here, and inhale. Okay, now we can start with the asanas. So the breath is really important. Here we have activated our core. The noise that you hear at the back is just the irrigation system for this garden. So please, bear with the noise. I hope my voice will cover it nicely. Okay, the activation of the core doesn't mean a lot of physical movement. Just by the breath and a little bit of movement, you can really engage all your muscles from the abdomen and really bring some fire in. So we'll start in tabletop position. Come to fours on the mat, shoulders, elbows, wrist in one line, and knees and hips aligned as well. Okay, from here we will start with a few waves of movement activating the core. So first extend the left leg, then raise the leg up, and from here opposite hand, so right arm up, and really here engage the core, really press on the leg that is still on the mat, press on your left hand and really activate. We'll hold for 3, 2, 1, core up, and then exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together, and inhale, extend, exhale, bring them together. Inhale, extend, really activating the core, so really bringing the ribs up. And one more time, exhale together, and inhale back on the mat. Okay, let's do it onto the other side. Okay, I'll try to do without, maybe I will use this little cushion. My left leg is still very sensitive, so if you have sensitive knees, of course, feel free to practice with either just folding the mat like this, maybe to have a little bit more cushion. My mat is very thin, so for me it doesn't work, so that's why I'm using a cushion. Okay, and from here, let's inhale, bringing the right leg up and the left leg up, activating the core, looking front, relaxing the shoulders, bring the ribs up. Let's stay for 3, 2, 1. Okay, and exhale, bring the knee and the elbow together. Inhale, extend, core up. Exhale, knee and elbow together. Inhale and back on the mat. Okay, really nice. And from here we'll come directly into downward facing dog. So maybe hands a little bit further, tuck your toes and bring the hips up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. So here, really strong on your feet and hands. Keep breathing here, hips up, and try to engage the core, bringing the ribs slightly in as well. And try to press and push your body weight to the back, to your heels. Of course, keep the knees bent a little bit if you need, or try to bring the heels down. Okay. And from here, let's look front and walk our feet to our hands to the front of the mat. Oh, okay. Uttanasana, forward fold. You can grab your elbows, maybe gently rock from side to side. Okay, back to center and inhale all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Hands alongside the body. Okay, nice. Looking front, spine long, tuck the tailbone in slightly, belly in. Let's try to keep in mind that for every move that we'll be doing, the core will be activated. Okay, let's do one Surya Namaskara B. Okay. Inhaling, bringing the hands down, hips slightly down, and chair pose, Utkatasana. Core activated, tailbone slightly tucked in, looking up. And exhale all the way down. Inhaling halfway up. You can bring your hands to your shin bones, look front. Exhale all the way down and walk or jump directly into Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Open the chest and exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, inhale, send the right foot directly up, left foot 45 degrees, and come into your warrior one. We'll stay here for 3 full breaths, so really try to go down on the knee, keeping the core active, tucking the tailbone slightly in, hips looking front. 2 more breaths, and activate as well the glute, the left glute, and stay here, look front or slightly up if you can. 1 more breath, and exhale back down on the mat in plank. Let's stay here for 1 full breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's take another inhale, activating the core, bringing the weight equally between back and front. And exhale, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale up, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale directly into warrior one, bringing the left foot front, right foot 45 degrees, come up. Bend your left knee down. We'll stay here for 3 breaths as well. So activating once again the core, activating the left glute. Don't, come too far at the front, or don't arch too much. Just stay long and strong. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, sorry. And on the next exhale, let's come down directly into plank. Inhale here. And exhale down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling Urdhva Mukha. Exhale Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, we'll stay here for 3 breaths, really pressing strong with the full surface of the hands, so that means the knuckles, the tips of the fingers, trying to bring the shoulder blades away from each other, bringing more space in the back, having a long spine, hips looking to the sky. 2 more breaths. Breathe deeply here, engaging the ribs and the core slightly. That means don't collapse down like this. 1 more breath. And inhale, look front. And exhale, walk or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, Tadasana. Okay, really nice. Here directly we will send on the exhale the right foot slightly back, 1 not too long stance, and the right foot, 90 degree, 90 degree. Left foot still looking front, opening the chest to the side, but still looking front. We'll come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So from here, you will need to be really strong, pressing on your feet. And we've been working on the balance and the grip of the feet. So really, keep that in mind. And from here, inhaling, making the spine long, and exhaling first, reaching forward with the left hand, and then bringing the left hand down. You can hear, if you need, you can grab a block. I should have mentioned it earlier, or anything that can help you keep your balance, because on the block you can really press on it, and that will help you, keeping the chest open and the alignment. Otherwise, just press on your shin bone and keeping the chest open, looking up. You don't need to go too much down. The idea is really to roll. We'll stay here for 5 breaths, so I have time to explain you a little bit. Keep breathing here and roll your thighs externally. That will help you keep the hip open and keep the chest open and the spine in one long line, looking up. Keep breathing here for another 3 breaths. Try to find some stillness, even if you lose balance or, fall from the pose. Try to come back to it and at least find, maybe if you need to go, a little bit higher up, that's totally fine. Or, of course, once again, bend the knee if you have very sensitive knee. Okay, 1 more breath here. And inhaling all the way up. And from here, to change the side, we will simply switch the alignment of the feet. So bringing the left foot in to 90 degree and the right foot out. So as you see, I just very simply changed the orientation of my body. I am facing the back of the mat here. Okay, once again, chest open, arms in a long line. Inhale up, exhale first, reach forward and then bend down. Okay, really being strong on your feet, keeping the back leg really strong as well. Rolling the thighs externally, trying to keep your core engaged. 3 more breaths here. Looking up and the left arm up. Don't forget that you can really use a block to press, using the block in the vertical position to get some more balance in this pose. Okay, 1 more breath. chest still open, hips open. And inhale all the way up to center. Okay, we can bring both of our hands to the hips. Maybe a little bit wider stance. Okay. Inhaling up, looking up. And exhaling wide-legged forward fold. And bring both of your hands on the ground with the line of the heels. And on the next inhale, bring the hands on the hips again and come all the way up, and exhale to the front of the mat. Okay, really nice. Let's do a vinyasa here. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling Uttanasana, forward fold. Hands to the floor in line with the toes. Inhaling halfway up. Hands either on the floor or maybe to your shin bones. Look halfway up. Exhale down. And walk or jump to the back of the mat directly in plank. We'll stay here for one full breath, activating the core, looking front but not down like this, just look slightly front, not too much high, slightly front. Okay. And on the next exhale, we'll come into Vasisthasana, so heels going to the left side and maybe piling up both of your feet, or maybe one foot in front of one another, or maybe an easier version if you struggle a little bit, knee down, opening the leg, and we will open the arm up. So the variation that I'm choosing here is the first variation, Vasisthasana, side plank, and if you want a little bit more challenge, you can also raise one leg up, a little bit higher also, looking to the fingertips up, really strong on the left hand, and exhale all the way down into plank again. Here, knees down, and exhale all the way to Balasana, child's pose. Okay, I will use a little cushion as well. And let's come to a little bit of relief here, just for a couple of breaths. Okay, then inhale up, come back to plank. And from here we'll come onto the other side, so exhaling all the way down. Heels on the right, left arm up, being strong here. Once again, take any variation that feels nice, maybe both feet on the mat like this, maybe one leg up, maybe the knee down. And let's keep breathing for another full breath here. And exhale back to plank and directly into downward facing dog. Okay, simply bringing the hips back, strong on the hands, ribs slightly in. When I mean ribs in, it means that you try to bring your ribs as if you wanted to bring them a little bit closer to the spine, slightly inward, so that actually just means that you're activating your abdominal muscle and core. Okay. And from here, let's inhale and look front and walk or jump to the front of the mat. Exhale all the way down and inhale up. Urdhva-hastasana. Exhale Tadasana. Okay. And from here, hands on your hips. We will repeat Trikonasana, but for a shorter version of it. And I will also Oops, my mic is going to places it shouldn't go. And we will have a little variation for more core activation. Okay, then right foot back to 90 degree, opening the chest, so chest facing just the longer side of the mat, arms also along this long line, looking to the front of the mat. Taking a deep inhale, strong grip on the feet, and exhale, bend forward, and then reach down. Okay, once again, try to really open the right hip, rotating your thighs externally, so that will really, open all the anterior chain of the body, so the front side of your body will be open instead of, collapsing like this. Okay, and from here, the variation that I would like to offer is simply to bring the left arm to 90 degree, yeah. Really activating the core, bringing the navel in, looking up, and exhale down, and bring yourselves up. Okay, and let's switch left foot in and right foot out. Okay, once again, opening the chest, opening the shoulders, long line, tailbone tucked in, looking to the back of the mat. Strong grip, inhaling up, spine long, and exhaled. Bring yourselves forward a little bit, so right hand goes forward, and exhale. Bend all the way to Trikonasana, looking up, rotating once again your thighs out, and from here, let's bring the right hand to 90 degree. Let's try to stay here, holding the pose, engaging the core. Maybe smile through the effort, and exhale, relax the arm down, and inhale up. Okay, and exhale, let's come to the center of the mat. Really nice. And from here we will simply bring our hips down. First feet as wide as the mat, and bringing hands to the heart center. We will bring the hips down into Malasana. Sorry, I have to adjust this fabric. Okay, so really feet pointing outwards. Yogic squat if you're struggling to bring the heels down. So for some people, they can only keep the heels up like this, and you feel that you need a little bit of help, you can once again take a cushion or a block. I advise you to have one, for every practice, and either put it under your glutes or maybe just, under your heels like this. So I don't need it for my practice. Keeping the spine long and straight, pressing the elbows and the knees out. Activating your core here, bringing the navel in, making the spine long. And on the exhale, we'll release, bringing the hips and the glutes down directly into Navasana, boat pose. So you can either keep your knees slightly front and your legs simply 90 degrees, arms open, palms facing up, or maybe you can extend the legs, keeping the spine long and straight. Keep breathing here, and exhale on the mat, crossing the legs, and from here really strong, we will bring the hands next to the hips, slightly forward, and from here lifting ourselves up. Let's try to stay here for one breath. If you cannot, that's totally fine. Just, at least try to practice. If you want a little bit of challenge, you need to keep your legs really close to you. And from here, just at least try to lift yourselves up like this without maybe the feet at first. And when you feel that you have a little bit more strength, so for this you really need to have a very strong core. You will feel it, you will understand why when you practice. And really strong arms, strong core, and keep yourself together. And exhale back down on the mat. Okay, really nice. And for the last pose, we will simply, very slowly, once again with a strong core, just roll vertebra by vertebra, very slowly, ourselves and our spine down on the mat. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale everything. Maybe one more inhale and one more exhale through the mouth. And from here, bring both of your knees to your chest, and we will hug tightly and engage your core. Bring the forehead to your knees and push the knees against the arms, so as if you wanted to hug yourselves but your knees want to escape. And activate the core here, bringing the forehead close to the knees that want to escape. Let's stay here. This is called the wind relieving pose, because sometimes after activating your core and then relaxing, you might relieve some gases, some wind. Okay, and then let's exhale. Whew, everything on the mat. And we can completely relax, extend the legs, extend them slightly outward. And let's come into Shavasana. Arms on the side, palms facing up. Relax everything. You can take a few deep inhale and exhale here, and then come to a more natural breath. Relax everything. Make sure that the full surface of your back is in touch of the mat. If you feel that you want a little bit of support, you can always put a cushion or a bolster underneath your knees. So having the knees slightly up will help releasing a little bit the lower back. Make your belly soft. Maybe at first focus on a little bit abdominal breath. Sometimes I like to bring my hands to my belly and really make sure that I'm breathing first through my abdomen and then bringing the air all the way to my lungs. Or just, stay in a normal Shavasana. Eyes closed, face relaxed. Don't try to control anything anymore, sorry. Your internal gaze is soft. Your brows and forehead and jaws are relaxed. If you need to stay in a longer Shavasana, you're very welcome to stay on the mat. Otherwise, I invite you to bring a little bit more movement, some movement in the fingertips, toes. Maybe take a deeper inhale and exhale. And then bringing the knees close to your chest. You can stay here for a little moment. Then come onto one side of the body and slowly, with as little mental and physical agitation, come to a seated pose on the mat. Eyes still closed, hands on the knees. No strain on your abdominal muscle. Just enjoy your breath back to this vertical posture. Maybe bring one hand to your belly, or both hands, or one hand to the belly and one hand to your heart. Just observe the waves of your natural breath and observe the flow of energy inside. How is the energy flowing? How are the emotions or sensations flowing right now? Is there movement, tension, fluidity, space, calmness? Just observe and take a moment to feel some gratitude for this practice. The gratitude for the abilities of your body, whatever they look like, whatever form your physical capacities are right now. Just be grateful for them. Then bring your hands in Namaste mudra to the heart center. Bringing your awareness one more time to your Manipura chakra, just above the navel. Try to focus your awareness on this specific area for a few more breaths. And then bring your hands to your forehead and bow down as a sign of gratitude and humility and joy for this practice. Namaste. I hope you had a good practice with me. The sun is setting, so it's the perfect moment to finish this practice. I hope you found some inner strength and willpower, a bit more awareness of your power through this strong practice, core activation practice. Thank you very much. Have a lovely end of the day. And I just wanted to share with you this beautiful passion fruit flower that was just next to my mat for the whole practice.